In a democracy, rulers cannot do whatever they wish. They must follow a set of basic rules, our Constitution. It is the supreme law that defines citizens' rights, limits government powers, and guides how the state functions. But how is a constitution designed? Why do we need it? Who creates it? And can it change with time? To understand, let's begin in South Africa, where a nation once torn by racism rewrote its destiny.
I have fought against white domination and I have fought against black domination. It is an ideal for which I am prepared to die.
Apartheid was a brutal system of racial segregation. The white minority controlled the land and power. Blacks, 3/4 of the population, were denied the right to vote, barred from white areas, and even kept out of churches where whites prayed. From the 1950s, blacks, colored people, and Indians united to resist. The African National Congress, joined by many brave whites, led the struggle. But the government replied with arrests, torture, and killings. After decades of pressure and protest, the apartheid regime crumbled. Discriminatory laws were scrapped. Nelson Mandela was released. A new dawn of democracy arrived. Enemies became partners. Everyone was included, no one demonized.
Historical enemies succeeded in negotiating a peaceful transition because we believed in the inherent capacity for goodness in each other.
2 years of debate produced one of the world's most progressive constitutions, guaranteeing extensive rights to every citizen. This remarkable transformation turned a nation once condemned as undemocratic into a model of equality, justice, and hope.
The Constitution of South Africa speaks of both the past and the future, a country truly shared by all its people, black and white, women and men.
The South African journey shows why constitutions matter. They are not just legal documents, they are promises to ourselves, guiding nations from division to unity, from oppression to freedom. Imagine a country where people have very different backgrounds, histories, and interests. How can they live together peacefully? How can we make sure everyone is treated fairly? Take South Africa as an example. For decades, the white minority ruled the country, oppressing the black majority. When apartheid ended, both groups faced a huge challenge: how to live together as equals, with trust and fairness. The solution? A constitution, a set of written rules that everyone agrees to follow. These rules are like a game plan for the country. They decide how leaders are chosen, what powers governments have, and what rights citizens enjoy. A constitution does 4 key things: builds trust and coordination among diverse people, defines how the government is formed and who makes decisions, sets limits on government power and protects citizens' rights, reflects the aspirations of people for a fair and just society. Every democracy needs a constitution. It ensures that governments cannot act without limits, and citizens have the power and rights to shape the society they live in. Without it, trust breaks down and chaos may take over. So a constitution is not just a document, it's the backbone of democracy, a guide for governments, a protector of rights, and a promise that all citizens can live together fairly and peacefully. India's journey to democracy was not easy. In 1947, as the country gained independence, it was also divided, partitioned into India and Pakistan. Millions of lives were lost, and millions more were uprooted. Amidst this chaos, the task of building a constitution for a huge, diverse nation began. India was not only emerging as a free country, but also transforming its people from subjects of colonial rule to citizens of a democratic nation. The merger of princely states, the safety of minorities, and the uncertain future made this task even more challenging. But India had a strong advantage. The freedom struggle had already shaped ideas about democracy. Leaders agreed on some fundamental values: universal adult franchise, equality, freedom, and protection of minorities. Early drafts by leaders like Motilal Nehru in 1928 and discussions in the 1931 Congress session reflected this vision. Experience with colonial institutions also helped. Elections and legislatures under British rule, though limited, gave Indian leaders insights into governance. They adopted useful procedures while making sure they suited India's unique needs. Our leaders learned from the world the ideals of liberty, equality, and rights, but they adapted these ideas for India. The constitution they created was not copied from anywhere. It was shaped for India by Indians, for the people of India. Through years of debate, deliberation, and vision, India's constitution became a blueprint for democracy, protecting citizens' rights, defining government powers, and uniting a diverse nation. It remains a testament to the determination and wisdom of those who dared to dream of a free and equal India. After India gained independence in 1947, the task of creating a constitution for a diverse and newly independent nation began. This responsibility fell on a special body called the Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly first met in December 1946, after elections were held in July that year. Originally, it had 299 members, who represented different regions, languages, religions, castes, and social groups. Despite not being chosen by universal adult franchise, the Assembly reflected a broad consensus of India's diverse population. The drafting of the constitution was a meticulous process. Basic principles were first agreed upon, and then a drafting committee, chaired by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, prepared the draft constitution. Members debated clause by clause, considering more than 2,000 amendments. Over 3 years, they deliberated for 114 days, leaving a detailed record known as the Constituent Assembly Debates, 12 volumes preserving every word spoken. Finally, on the 26th of November 1949, the Constitution was adopted, and it came into effect on the 26th of January 1950, marking India's first Republic Day. What makes this constitution remarkable is its legitimacy. No major social group or political party has ever questioned it, and it continues to guide the governance of the world's largest democracy. The Constituent Assembly's careful work created a framework that protects citizens' rights, balances powers, and unites a diverse nation. It remains a shining example of democracy in action, built not just for India, but as a legacy for generations to come. The Indian Constitution is not just a legal document, it is the heart and soul of our democracy. At its core, it embodies a vision for India, a nation where every citizen lives with justice, equality, and freedom. Although Mahatma Gandhi was not a member of the Constituent Assembly, his vision of a society free from inequality influenced many who drafted the Constitution. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the principal architect of the Constitution, shared the dream of ending inequality, but had his own vision of how to achieve it. Together, their ideas helped shape the guiding values of India's democracy. The preamble of the Indian Constitution captures these values beautifully. We, the people of India. The Constitution is made and enacted by the people through their representatives, not handed down by kings or outside powers. Sovereign, India has supreme power to make decisions, both internal and external, without interference from any other country. Socialist, wealth generated by society should be shared fairly. The government works to reduce socio-economic inequalities. Secular, every citizen is free to follow any religion, and the government treats all faiths equally. Democratic, people have political rights, elect their rulers, and hold them accountable. Republic, the head of the state is elected, not a hereditary ruler. Justice, discrimination based on caste, religion, or gender is prohibited. Social inequalities must be reduced, and the government must support disadvantaged groups. Liberty, citizens are free to think, express, and act within reasonable limits. Equality, all are equal before the law. The government ensures equal opportunity for all. Fraternity, citizens treat one another as members of the same family, fostering unity and mutual respect. But a constitution is not just a statement of ideals. It is about putting these values into action through institutions. The Indian Constitution establishes how the government is formed, how power is shared, and what the rights of citizens are. It also places limits on government power to protect those rights. The Constitution is a living document. Its framers understood that society changes over time. That is why it allows for constitutional amendments, updates that keep it relevant to the aspirations and needs of the people. Though the legal language can seem complex at first, the underlying design is clear. It ensures that people can govern, make decisions, and hold power accountable, while safeguarding the rights and freedoms of every citizen. In essence, it balances power with responsibility and ideals with action. The guiding values of the Indian Constitution, justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity, continue to inspire us. They are not just words on paper, but principles that guide our nation, shape our society, and remind us of our shared responsibility as citizens of a vibrant democracy.